Welcome all. I am going to teach you a VLSI subject having subject code 22062. For this you will not have any theory exam and only you will have a practical exam which consists of a external practical exam of 25 marks and a progressive assessment for the 25 marks. So total you will have a 50 marks for this subject. We will start with our first unit, that is Introduction to Advanced Digital Design. This unit, after learning this unit, all students will be able to differentiate between the asynchronous and synchronous logic circuit. Student will be able to develop the state diagram through state table for the given sequential logic. Student will be able to develop the model of Moore and Mealy machine for the given contents, and we will be able to describe the given ASIC, FPGA and CPLDs. Now we already studied what the digital circuit is in the digital techniques subject. The digital circuits are of two types, that is sequential circuit and another is combinational circuit. In sequential circuit, the output is dependent on present input as well as past input or output values, whereas in combinational circuit the output is dependent only on the present input. The sequential circuit are of two types, one is synchronous sequential circuit, another is asynchronous sequential circuit. In synchronous sequential circuit, output changes at the same time with respect to the clock pulse. Means, suppose a sequential circuit consisting of 4 flip-flops, all 4 flip-flops will have a common clock pulse by which their output will get changed at the same time. The examples of synchronous sequential circuits are flip-flops and synchronous counters. Whereas in asynchronous sequential circuit, output can be changed at any instant of time by changing the input. Means, suppose if we consider again a circuit consisting of 4 flip-flops, their output will not be changed at a time, as all the flip-flops in the asynchronous circuit consisting of a clock input as a output of previous flip-flop. Therefore, their output will not change at the same time. And the example of asynchronous sequential circuit is asynchronous counter. We already studied what the flip-flop is, what the synchronous counter is, and what the asynchronous counter is in the digital technique subject. Now we will learn some definitions. The first one is metastability. The metastability in a digital system occurs when two asynchronous signal combines in such a way that their resulting output is in indeterminate state. We cannot say the output is a 0 or it is a 1. In other words, metastable state is the halfway between logic 0 and logic 1, and it is in a undefined state. One example is given over here, a ball and hill analogy, in which 3 states are shown. One is stable state 0, stable state 1 and a metastable state. For this diagram, if we drop a ball from the overhead of the hill, now here there is a ball. If we apply a strong force, a ball goes right over the top and lands in a stable state, that is stable 0 state. And if we apply a weak force, it falls back to its original state, which is also a stable state, which is named as a stable 1. Suppose if we apply a in between force to a ball, the ball will not be available on either side of the hill. So it will be available at the top of the hill, which does not having any meaning, means we cannot say this ball is in stable 0 state or in the stable 1 state. Such a undefined state is called as a metastable state. Now we will see what is a clock skew. The clock signal, which is said to be applied simultaneously to all the flip-flops, may cause a minute delay due to the some asymmetric path delays caused mainly by resistance and capacitance effects in the clock. Due to this, it may happen that the clock signal may arrive at the clock input of different flip-flop at different time. This delay is termed as a skew, or the difference in clock arrival time is called as a clock skew. For example, here a sequential circuit is drawn which consists of 2D flip-flops having a common clock pulse applied to each one. Now here this delta T1 and delta T2 are the time taken by the clock signal to reach at the clock input of flip-flop 1 and flip-flop 2. In this case, if the time required for the clock to reach to each flip-flop is same, then there will not be any delay. And if the time, any one of the time, that is delta T1 or delta T2 are different, then the clock will not reach to each flip-flop at the same time. There will be some delay, and that delay is called as a clock skew, and that delay is appearing mainly because of resistance and capacitance effect in the clock signal. So if you observe here, the clock 1 is lagging behind as compared to the clock 2, by which the outputs of both the flip-flops, that is Q1H and Q2H, will not change at the same time. Now we already know this term, that is noise margin. It is a measure of noise immunity of a gate or a circuit. This parameter allows us to determine allowable noise voltage on the input of a gate so that output will not be affected. Now next is the fan out. Each output from any IC is expected to drive one or more inputs of other ICs. The maximum number of inputs that may be safely driven by one output is known as a fan out parameter of that outputting IC. Now in this diagram we can observe that there are 3 NOT gates. The output of this NOT gate is given as a input to these 2 NOT gates, means this single output of this NOT gate driving 2 inputs of succeeding NOT gates. Therefore the fan out of this circuit is written as a 2, as it is driving 2 inputs of another gates. Now in this diagram again the output of this NOT gate is connected as an input to these 3 NOT gates, means this output of single output of this NOT gate driving 3 inputs of the NOT gate. Therefore the fan out of this is 3. By mistake F4 is written over there. The fan out of this diagram will be a 3. Now we will see the finite state machine. We already studied the sequential circuits like counter, in which the states are cyclic in nature if a continuous clock pulse is provided. If we take for example a 2-bit synchronous counter, it will have 4 states, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. For the next clock pulse again it will start counting from 0, 1, 2, 3. So these states goes on repeating for the continuous clock pulses, and these states are finite, that is 4 states are finite and are repeating continuously as we have applied a continuous clock pulse. Therefore the sequential circuits are having finite states, therefore they are also called as a finite state machines. Basically there are two machines, Mealy machines and Moore machines. We are going to learn these two machines now. This is the block diagram of Mealy machines, which consist of 3 blocks, that is this input combinational logic, memory element and output combinational logic. If we observe in Mealy machine, the output is dependent on, this output is dependent on these two inputs. Now what are these two inputs are? The one is the external input and another is the present state. Therefore in Mealy machine the output is dependent on both present state and the input, whereas this next state which is going to appear at the output of this memory element is dependent on the present state of this memory element, which is given as a input to this combinational circuit and this input. So why a next state is written over here is that this input we are going to observe at the output of this memory element after the application of clock input. Therefore this is named as a present state, and before the application of clock pulse whatever output is available at the output of this memory element, that is present state, which is applied as an input to this combinational logic circuit. So in short, in Mealy machine the output, final output is dependent on present state as well as the input. Now we will see the example of this Mealy machine. Now this is a circuit of Mealy machine which consists of this combinational logic circuit designed using basic gates, NOT gate, AND gate and OR gate. This is the output combinational logic circuit and this is the memory element. These 3 blocks can be seen in this diagram. In this, as we know, the Mealy machine output is the function of both present state and the input. The output Y can be written as, which is having, this combinational logic circuit is having 2 inputs. One is X, that is the present, that is the input, and another input is this one and this one. This is the Q2 and this is the Q1. So the present state Q1 and Q2 are applied to the XOR gate and a input X is applied to the XOR gate. So the expression of output can be written as like this: X XOR Q1 XOR Q2. So in this output expression we can see the present states Q1 Q2 and the input X. So we can say that this machine is a Mealy machine as the output is dependent on present state and input. Now the next states that is q1 plus and q2 plus are the again function of present state and input x. So here the q1 plus is nothing but d1. So what I will get at the input of d1 is the output of this OR gate, which is having two inputs. One is q2 bar, this is the input coming from here, and another is x. So we can write the output of next state q1 plus as x or q2 bar, and expression for the q2 plus is nothing but the d2. q2 plus is nothing but the d2. We already know the operation of d flip flop, in which we get the d input as it is over the output. Now the d2 gate is having the input from this AND gate. Now this AND gate is having two inputs, one is q1 and another is x bar. So q2 plus can be written as x bar into q1. So this is the example of Mealy machine. Now next is the Moore machine, in which again there are three blocks: input combinational logic block, output combinational logic block, again a memory element. The only difference is the output is function of only present state. It does not depend on the input, only it is dependent on this present state. The only difference between the Mealy machine and Moore machine is here this x input is not given as input over here. Now again, as the output is function of present state, it is written as g of present state, where g is the name of the function and next state is dependent on present state and input. This is the example of Moore machine, which is consist of this input combinational logic block, output combinational logic block, and this one is a memory element. Now if you observe this output having inputs q1 and q2 bar, so expression of output y can be written as q1 ORed with q2 bar. Again the next state q1 plus is nothing but the d1. The d1 is nothing but output of this AND gate, which is having two inputs, one is q1 bar, another is x. So q1 plus can be written as x into q1 bar. Again the q2 plus is nothing but the d2 having output of this XOR gate as a input. XOR gate is having two inputs, x and q2. So the q2 plus can be written as x XOR q1. So this is the example of Moore machine. Thank you.